So I'll start out with something I always say, and Grace, don't leave. Grace asked me to be on the founding committee. I forget the official title that we have, but she asked me to be on that before we launched this. It's been over a year now. And she always thinks I only say this is because she's in the room, but I say it all the time. This is probably if not one of my favorite meetings every month. I love coming here. I love seeing the entrepreneurs. I have a heart for entrepreneurs, and I love coffee. So this is a perfect combination for me. I think I'm at 498,000 cups now, so I've only got a few more to go to my meeting. But no, I love being here. So Grace asked me if I could do my story today, or our story, I should say, of our business, and I'm most happy to. I'm going to give you our story, and in that I'm going to kind of weave a lot of years of experience of business success and not success of things that I've learned from working with literally hundreds, if not thousands, of businesses over my career. I want to start out with something a little different, though. This is, Grace, the best looking group that we've had yet. I can say without hesitation, this is the best looking group we've ever had in here. So I'm going to get you, just indulge me for a few seconds. I want you to turn to the person beside me and say, I am so glad that you're here with me today. So everybody do it, indulge it, smile.
Always a pleasure, Martin.
All right, thank you. That's enough, just one. Yeah, that's fine. But now, didn't that just make you feel good? I mean, that made you feel good, that made somebody else feel good. See how simple it is. It's so simple to make people to make people smile. When you do that, you smile yourself. One more thing before I start my story is I have to introduce my wife, Marcia. Will you stand up and wave to everybody? Say hi, Marcia.
Hi, Marcia.
My wife doesn't listen to me either.
I try. Marcia is absolutely, without hesitation, the brains of the business. It would not be where it is today without her. And clearly, she's also the beauty of the business. So, I just, do my thing. All right, put my coffee down, and we'll get started. We've owned the original location of Belair Donuts for just over 5 years. And we bought it as an existing business, though it was a struggling existing business. But what we saw in it was a lot of opportunity. If you don't know where it's located, we're on Jimmy Dias, just off of I-20. So you can just imagine all the traffic that goes to Fort Gordon every morning. At the time we bought the store, it was 19,000 cars a day. So we really didn't care the financials of the store itself so much. We just knew there was an opportunity with that much primarily morning traffic going by that we could capture a lot of it because we're selling sweets and coffee. So it was kind of a no-brainer. So that's why we got started. We have since, and it doesn't seem like it, but it's been 3 years since we opened our second location, which also serves primarily Fort Gordon traffic at Gate 2 off of Robinson Avenue in Grovetown. So if you haven't visited, we encourage you to do so. You did get to sample some of our items this morning, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as we love you to. All right, so first thing, I'm going to kind of give you what I'll call 6 keys of success, and if my time's running out, you might only get 2 or 3. So, but I'd be happy to talk to you about more keys of success at another time. Jeff, what business are you in?
Multimedia, digital display technologies.
Okay. John, what business are you in?
Locksmith.
Chris, what business are you in?
I'm in the technology training business.
Okay. And everybody would say, well, you're in the donut business, right? Those answers are good, but they're not really correct. You know why? Because if you have a product to sell or a service to offer, you're in the sales business. And nothing happens in any business until sales take place, hopefully at a profit. So when we bought the store, as I said, it was struggling. So our first mission was to get revenue up. We needed cash flow coming into the business so that we could expand it. So we did, a lot of things that worked, a lot of things that didn't. But I tell you, one of the best things that we did was take donuts out into the community say, hey, we're right down the street. Here's donuts. We never had anybody that refused it. So we by doing that, though, we introduced the product. I don't know, you can call it guerrilla marketing, or you can call it what you want to. But but the main thing we did was make sure that when somebody came into the store, that we only sell two things. There's only two things that we sell. One is great products, tasty sweets and breakfast items. The other is customer service, guest service. So when somebody comes in, we want them to leave feeling better than when they came in the door. If they came in a stranger, we want them to leave friendly. So I would offer that to you. In any business, sales mindset is one of the keys to success in your business. The second key, and this is the one I love, is know your numbers. You've got to know your numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. I love spreadsheets. I love statistical data. I love, you start talking to me about, let's look at these charts, and I get excited. You had me with, standard deviation, right? So that was easy for me. But in all seriousness, you have to know what measures your business to success in a metric. And it's going to vary from business to business. Two of our big ones are food cost and labor cost. Those in any food service business, those are going to be, I got accountants in here that can't keep me straight too, but those in the food service business are very much going to be the make or break. And clearly when you see how many food service businesses don't last, they're not keeping up with those. They're not keeping up with those numbers. And more toward our business, let me give you a perspective. Think about this. We have about a 12-hour period between making the product and selling the product before the product is no longer able to sell. So think about, we've got to make just the right amount, because if we don't make enough, we don't have stuff to sell, and then we'll lose customers because they come in and they don't like it when they don't have what they want. You don't have what they want. The other thing is, if we make too much, now we've got too much at the end of the day, and what do you do with that? So we have to really know what those numbers are. So we've done a good job over the years of tracking everything, metrics. So I can tell you, 2 years ago on the first Tuesday in October, how many apple fritters we sold between 9 and 10. But I love that. I can tell you who sold it, and if they sold it by itself or if they sold it with some other stuff. But that's information. That's business intelligence. So however you get that for your business, you have to have that. Third key, build a team. You've got to have help. One is not a significant enough number to be successful. If you're doing something by yourself, it's probably not going to be really big. Think about it. If I want to climb a hill, I can do that. If I want to climb a mountain, I need a team. So you need a team, and that can be your employees, that can be advisors, that can be accountants, lawyers, insurance people. Maybe there's one in here. But those are part of your team as well. When we started when we bought the first business, we had one employee who didn't speak much English. Still probably doesn't. But we had one employee. Now we've got 14. We got a general manager, we got 2 assistant managers, we got a kitchen manager. So the business has grown. We provide, pay for a lot of people. Is that a 9?
That's a 9.
So we provide a lot of people employment. We have accountants, lawyers. We have an accountant. We have a lawyer. We have insurance people, just like I mentioned. We've got plumbers. We've got electricians. So not only is it our direct people that we provide to, we've got a lot of other people. We buy a lot of stuff from the bakery suppliers. So with that, you got to build a team. I've probably got time for one more, so I'm going to do this one. You got to pivot. Sometimes what you're doing doesn't work, and it's okay. That doesn't mean you failed. That just means you got to find a different way. So never think that you can't change direction. If I'm going to if we're in a car and we're going to the coast, but we're going west, and you go, I think we're going the wrong way, and I say, well, but we're making great time. That doesn't accomplish our task. So, it's okay. Sometimes we pivot. And a quote that I will give you I love is, the enemy of tomorrow's success is today's success. Sometimes you're doing fine, but good is not great. So always look for the new. And always take full responsibility. If something doesn't work, don't blame anybody else. It's you. Put it back on you. And that's hard to do. We don't want to do that. But that is so important, especially to the rest of your team. Take responsibility. Take less than your share of the credit, more your share of the blame, and you'll be successful. And I will end with, because I want to leave some time for questions. So I'll end with the importance of investing in yourself and investing in your team. Warren Buffett, one of my obvious heroes, he says the best investment you can make is in yourself. Sometimes you just, you look at things as a cost versus things as an investment. And investing in yourself, making yourself better, making your team better is always going to pay dividends for you. And I'll end with this. I work with a lot of businesses, and I encourage them to do that. And a lot of times they'll say, well, what if I train them on all this stuff and they leave? My response is, what if you don't and they stay? So with that, I'll end and open for questions. Hopefully, I gave you a good overview of where we started and where we are. One thing I did not mention is, I would measure success in terms of revenue growth. So I can say that since we bought the original business, we've experienced double-digit revenue growth every year. So, in that industry, that's pretty significant. So we're proud of that. Can we sustain it? I don't know, but we're going to try. So with that, I'll be happy to entertain questions.
I was just wondering if you could really quickly just tell us a little bit about what you did up until you bought the business, because I know sometimes people might not have the assets to buy a pre-existing business, and so obviously you have an employment history before that. So if you just tell me
Okay,
that.
you're talking about me,
Yeah.
what I did. Okay.
Were you a baker?
So I was never a baker. I'm not a baker's dad. Let's just get that off the table right now. If they were waiting for me to make the donuts, then there wouldn't be anything out here for you guys today. We're fortunate that we have. My background for 25 to 30 years was in corporate America. I was in the telecom industry in various companies. I ended my career as a regional director for Comcast Business. So, I was in the technology. I worked for a large corporation, but most of our customers were small businesses. So I was able to really experience a lot with small business. Because I've always been naturally curious. I'll ask you a lot of questions about your business because I want to know, how did you get into that? What made you do that? So over the years, I learned a lot about what small businesses need. Yes, sir.
Okay, so 2 years of double-digit growth in revenue. So one, what do you attribute that to? And then two, how do you maintain to keep that?
Well, I attribute it to my wife, Marcia. We do a couple of things really well. We provide good products. We've added on through time too. So we listen to our customers. Because for a long time we didn't have anything but sweets, and we had these little kolache sausages, maybe that we handing out there. But anyway, but a lot of our customers would say we need something hearty. We need something we can eat for breakfast because we don't want to stop there, stop here. They don't want to make multiple stops on their way to work. So we added. Now we have like a whole line. We got breakfast burritos and bagels and croissants and different breakfast sandwiches and several things like that. Anything else?
And I think that one of my main things about growing the business to me and how we did that, it was just me and my son Sam on the face of the business when we opened it. And I really, really believe genuine people will be rewarded. And I am genuine, and I do want my customers to really, when they spend their money, it's important to me because when I spend my money, I want to be happy with what I got, and I reflect that onto my customers, and I've reflected that into my employees, and they know how that is. It's so important to me. And if my customers don't like something, it's free. If they complain, they get it free. I mean, everything's free. You come in my shop and you tell me you don't like something, I'm gonna make 100% certain before you walk out that you do like something. And you can pick anything in the house, and we have a lot to pick from. So, I think making certain that person is happy with any type of business. You're a construction guy, you're a tough, whatever you do, just be genuine and caring about your customer, and it will go a long, long, long way for you.
Yeah. I mean, another instance too, we added, when we started the business, the coffee was less than good. It was, quite frankly, terrible. So we realized something had to be done. I was watching the coffee industry just awesome. So I had to learn about coffee, and then, then we, again, going back, you got to have a team. I got to have a partner. I don't want to be, I certainly don't want to be roasting coffee. And I want to make it as easy as I can for myself and our employees. So, we partner up with someone like John from Button. And so, he's helped us take our coffee from, a very pathetic level when we started to, one of the best coffee in Augusta, in my opinion.
With hiring so many people, what would you say is the best trait to look for when hiring new employees, and why does that trait matter?
Employees today, and if you are in the employee hiring business, you know this is a tough market to find good employees because there are a lot of employment opportunities. So, 5 years ago, it was a different market than it is today. But more to your question, if we're looking for we're looking more at the will than the skill. I don't care if somebody knows how to make a coffee drink. I don't care how much they really know about, the bakery business. But if they've got a nice smile and they can interact with customers and make the customer feel, like I said, happier when they leave than when they came in, or if they came in a stranger or friend, they remember their name, they remember their drink, they remember what they like to eat. That's important. So that's what we look for in the customer facing. The kitchen is a little bit different because typically they never see a customer because they're there in the middle of the night working. So it has to be someone who can work autonomously, somewhat with little supervision and cares about that what they put out is a reflection of them. So we look for some character there. Right?
Any more questions for Robbie?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
last question.
How would you describe your management style?
My management style has always been. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to give you everything you need to do. I'm going to make sure you understand your job and everything about it, and then I'm going to get out of your way and let you do it. And I did that in my. I'm talking more about my corporate career because I'm not too day-to-day operational at the stores. That's we have managers that kind of do that, but that's kind of my style, and I think for any professional, I think you've got to hire people that can do the job, make sure they know how to do it, and then get out of their way and let them do it. Because most people want to be engaged. Most people want to feel like, our employees feel like, for the most part, that it's their business. When somebody comes in, they don't know me. Most of them, I'm standing in the store and people have no idea who I am. But they know, and our employees really work hard to, give. That's their store, that's their business, and it's a reflection of them.
Thank you, Robbie. That's great. I think everybody